GM, everybody. Welcome to what's going to be another great DevNTell. So if you didn't know, DevNTell is a 30-minute podcast for builders who showcase something they're passionate about or been building in Web3. And today, I'm ecstatic to welcome Jimmy, who's a senior software architect at BNB Chain. So if you didn't know, BNB Chain is a blockchain ecosystem that enables developers to build decentralized applications and users to participate in a vibrant Web3 environment. So if you stick around for today's episode, you'll learn all about BNB Chain, how dev-friendly it is, and how to start building. All right, let's get into it. GM, welcome to the show, Jimmy. Happy to have you on.
Hey, Narp. Nice to meet you. I'm very glad and excited to be here.
Yeah, likewise, and ecstatic to have you on. I guess before we get into all the great goodies you have planned for us, perhaps would you like to do a brief introduction about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm Jimmy. I'm from the BNB Chain Tech team. My focus is on the infrastructure and also the ecosystem of the development of the BNB Chain. So we hope that to align our BNB Chain vision to make the BNB Chain as open and the permissionless ecosystem for all the developers.
Awesome. And how long have you been with BNB Chain?
Actually, I have joined this team 2 years ago. It was my actually the BNB Chain is my first Web3 job. So I mean
Oh,
the first
wow.
Web3 full-time job. So I'm very
Yeah.
excited about the industry and also the latest development of the blockchain technology. Before I joined the Web3, actually I used to be a full-time full stack developers across different industries. So yeah, I'm very happy and I'm very happy to be connected with Web3 developer community.
Yeah, man, for sure. Web3 is such a awesome little community. I know it's small, but like there's some really interesting people out there. Just curious, like what brought you into the Web3 industry? Like what gravitated you to go from Web2 to Web3?
Yeah, that's a great question because I'm very optimistic about the decentralization because about 3 years ago, I noticed that there are a lot of discussions about the data ownership, especially the Web2 companies like Google or Amazon. They do have a lot of control of the people's ownership of data, and the privacies could be another big challenge for the whole internet. So through the blockchain technology and also the privacy protection technology, it could be allow people to own their own data, to have their ownership of the data. That could be an amazing idea and also have the potential to change the governance of our society. So this is something I'm always looking for, right? So then I joined the Web3 world to explore the different solutions to help people to build and make change.
Awesome, excellent answer. Yeah, I'm sure that's a lot of folks in the Web3 space also share the same sentiment. So it's great to hear.
Yeah.
So what do you have planned for us today?
I just want to share the latest development of the BB chain from the technical perspective. This is for the technical persons and also for the developers. And I just want to share the latest upgrade and also what we can bring to the developers and to the ecosystem. Today, I will introduce two concepts. One is the PBS, which is aligned with the proposer builder separation architecture, which is aligned with the Ethereum as well. Another topic I want to talk about is the BC Fusion, which is an initiative that we started earlier this year to merge the BNB Beacon chain with the BNB Smart chain. So we have a streamlined user experiences and developer experiences to simplify development and also increase the security level of the BNB chain ecosystem.
Excellent. Yeah, I know you're kind of strapped for time, so let's get right into the content here. I'll
Sure.
bring up your slides, and
Yeah.
let's get going.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So before I dive into the detail, I'd like to share our vision of the BNB chain. So it's very straightforward. We want to build a infrastructure that is a public good, which is open and scalable for everyone to build on. And of course, our vision is to onboard next billion of Web3 users, because as you mentioned, the Web3 user is still a minority at this moment, but expanding very fast. We want to, help the community and help the ecosystem to build and onboard the next billion users. And before I dive into the, the tech detail, I just want to share the ecosystem looks like. We call it one BNB because we do have multiple chains, not only one chain. Right now we have BNB Smart Chain, which is our DeFi hub, and also have the OPBNB, which is a layer 2 roll up network on top of the BSC. And also we have the decentralized data storage network to provide the, the storage layer for the dApps. At the same time, the Avenge DAO is our community to help the BNB Chain ecosystem to protect users from the hacking and spamming. So this is the overview. I just want to give you a high-level understanding what the BNB Chain ecosystem looks like. Here is the the basic data of the BNB Chain. You can see here, aligned with the mass adoption or bring next billion users, we want to keep the blockchain technology as affordable or as cheap as possible, and also introduce the the performance optimization to the blockchain. So you can see here the OPBNB, our layer 2 is the lowest among all the layer 2s you can find on the market. So at the same time, our optimizations on the Ethereum virtual machine has allow us to have the TPS around 5,000 to 10,000 on the OPBNB and 5,000 on the BSC. So which is very fast. You can find on the market as well. So from the security perspective, you can see also great reductions in 2023. I hope this year we will have better security levels of the BNB Chain ecosystem. So I just mentioned I want to cover two topics. One is the BNB Chain Fusion. You can see here it's part of our 2024 block outlook, and also the BC Fusion. Also the PBS. PBS actually is part of the decentralized increasing and also improve the security of the network. So it's also aligned our outlook. So here is the overall the BC Fusion. Maybe I can introduce what the BC Fusion is. The BC Fusion actually aims to streamline the network, because we believe that the beacon chain, all the governance of the BSC can be merged with the BSC natively, so that we can streamline the network and improve the efficiency and also reduce the security risks. So it is ongoing. It is ongoing, because you can see here, we already in the middle of the BC Fusion. Later this month, on July 14th, we are going to have another hard fork. We call it second sunset hard fork, to disable some, the staking functions, the governance functions on the beacon chain. So it will, of course, if you are a BNB holder or staker, you have to migrate your assets as soon as possible. And after the second sunset hard fork, we will discontinue the beacon chain eventually in the mid of August. So just to give you the current progress of it. Yeah, this is the BC Fusion. So I just want to have a call for action, because I know some of the BNB stakers are still on the beacon chain. So if you have your delegations or stakings, you have to migrate as soon as possible. And after you migrate, you can enjoy better APY or rewards. I mean the staking rewards, and also help to secure the network, because after you migrate, all the governance and everything will be on the BSC natively. At the same time, I just want to mention that after the BC Fusion, we also will enable our new governance mechanism or new governance architecture of the BNB chain, so that every BNB stakers can participate the BNB smart chain and the BNB ecosystem governance process. So it will be shared later this month. You will have a new voting process and also new staking process to help you to secure the network and also shape the future of the BNB chain. So let's talk about the BSC, proposer builder separation. If you're familiar with the Ethereum, it is very similar because we believe that the builder or the block builder and validator, actually the proposer, should be separated, because if you do not separate them, usually the MEV marketplace will be more opaque. So we want to have a more fair and transparent the block space marketplace, so that this is a very good solution proposed by Ethereum. So we believe it is also very helpful for the BSC. So that's the reason why we introduced the proposer builder separation in the BSC as well. So this is a very high level architecture, what the BSC and MEV solution of the BSC looks like. So the builder in the here is going to bundle the transaction. If you are familiar with the current architecture, as a user, if you send transactions, the transaction usually go to the public mempool, right? So go to the public mempool. That means the arbitrage traders or attackers can find your transactions and take this as a chance to have some sandwich attack or do some arbitrage, etc. So the builder will provide a private mempool, so the people can send transactions to the builder, and the builder will bundle the transactions with other transactions into a bundle, and into unseal the block bid to the proposer. Proposer here actually is the validator itself. So the validator will pick up the most profitable blocks and sealed the blocks onto the chain. So the sealed block will be submitted to the network and validated, and then go to the public network. So this is the very high level architecture. Here actually is a detailed diagram to explain how it works, but I won't go to very detail, but I just want to mention here is that every builders can submit a bid and to the validators, and the validators will pick up the most profitable bid. And of course, the builder can be integrated with more than one validators. That means the builders can have multiple validators to be can send the bid to multiple validators, and the validators can also receive bid from multiple builders. It could be open marketplace. So different from the previous design, in this open marketplace, the builders and the validators are more transparent or more fair for the block space. So it can reduce the abusing of the MEV. So that's very important for the users, because if the market actually is not transparent, the users can be attacked easily. And also important for the ecosystem, because if it is a transparent and fair marketplace, every players in this ecosystem can benefit from it. So the builders can get some rewards, and also the validators can reverse. So that means the staking rewards on the BNB chain ecosystem can increase. So that means more and more people are willing to run their own validators on the BSC, and also increase the decentralization of the BNB smart chain. So this is the target, that why we want to introduce this kind of the system into the BNB smart chain. Here, I just to give you a very high level diagram how it is going, right? So you can see here, right now, we already have 19 builders running online, and over 70% of the blocks actually is being built by the builders. So you can see every builders have their own data and the trends. It's very transparent, and you can see that. This is another thing I want to highlight, is that based on this kind of the architecture, because the builder can send the unsealed blocks to the proposer, which is the validators. That means it can also work as a paymaster, right? So the paymaster, actually, if you're familiar with the way how people send transactions, the paymaster can sponsor their users. If you are, just an example, if you are a dApp developers, you can use the paymaster sponsor your users, so your users does not have to pay the gas fee by themselves. So for the new users from the Web2 world, most of the people are not familiar with what the gas is and why I need a native token to pay the gas to send transactions, etc. This kind of the complexities can scare away a lot of you newbies in the Web3. So the paymaster is very helpful for the dApps to onboard new users from the Web2 and also streamline the whole user experiences for the users. Another thing I want to mention is that because this is the EOA gasless solution, which means the external account wallet, it is different from another concept called account abstraction. This is being hotly discussed on the community in the community as well, because there are two different accounts. The account abstraction actually is a smart contract account, which means it's a little bit different from the EOA, right? So the smart contract account has some of the compatibility issues. Not all the dApps supports the smart contract wallet, but for the EOA wallet, all the smart contract can work with it. So that's the reason why we also introduce this kind of the services for the dApp developers to choose from. Either they can use the smart contract wallet, but can also stick with the EOA accounts. So it depends on the different business model and also different use cases to allow the developers to choose the most appropriate way to help their users. Yeah, this is a very high level comparison between the EIP 4337, which is the account abstraction standard, most popular one, and also the EOA paymaster, right? So I just mentioned there are some compatibility issues of the EIP 4337. Of course, it's very minor, but it has some possibility. Another thing you may want to pay attention to is that it is trustless, but our EOA paymaster solution actually compared with the EIP 4337 is that you have to trust the paymaster in some case. So yeah, the cost is also different. The EOA paymaster is lower compared with the EIP 4337. Of course, on the layer 2, I know the gas price is very low already, so it's not a big problem, but there is a minor difference as well. Yeah. Yeah, during the BC Fusion, I just mentioned that we also introduced the BNB Chain governance into the BNB Smart Chain. I mean, the new governance procedures and the governance mechanism. So this could be explained in our documents. You can go to there. Of course, you have to stake the BNB token to the staking to the validators first, and then you can get the voting power to participate this kind of the voting process. Yeah, Nard, I hope that makes sense because I know it's very detailed and yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I guess the governance here. What kinds of things can people vote on? Is it just strictly how the BNB protocol can evolve over time, or is there also like DAO voting as well?
Yeah, it's also like a DAO voting, not only for the technical discussions. Of course, the first kind of the discussion will go to the BP. Maybe I can show what the BP looks like. Let me change my.
Sure.
Just give me a sec.
Sure. And folks, while Jimmy is switching his screens, if you have any questions, please post them in the chat, and we will ask, or I will ask on your behalf. All right.
Yeah, this is our BP GitHub repo. So you can see here the BP means the BNB proposals. So evolution proposal. So you can see all the historical BP has been discussed are listed here. So of course, next BP we want to vote and discuss with the community is the BP. I mean, oh yeah, it's not finalized though, so it's still in the pull request. Is the BP 341, which is allow the validators can produce the consecutive blocks. The target is very straightforward, is that we want to increase the capability or the throughput of the network. So there are some trade-offs. For example, it can increase the risk of the MEP abusing. So we have some, settings for this kind of the risks, and also, avoid kind of the block avoidances. This kind of things can be discussed and then trade-off. So we want to increase the transparency and also involve some of the discussions. For example, if you are familiar with the, the core chain development, or you are familiar with the protocol itself, you can also participate in our discussions here. So your comments or your ideas are very welcome about this BEP, so that we can have a better solution to this kind of problems. So this is one type of the discussion and voting for through our governance. Another type of the governance is that you just mentioned about the DAO. We can also have other type of the discussions, for example, whether we want to introduce the EIP 1559 into the BNB Smart Chain, or any other kind of the discussions are possible. Yeah, we want to allow the BNB holders or BNB stakers to participate about, the reshape of the BNB's future.
Awesome. And anybody can make these proposals, or do they have to be part of the BNB Chain team?
Yeah, anybody with the BNB stakings can create a proposer. Create a proposal. Of course, you can just create a pull request and put it here, because it is open source. So
Right.
The community is going to review it, and also share the comments, and also share the ideas. Maybe that your new idea could be, very innovative and very helpful for the ecosystem.
Awesome. And I guess taking a step back and looking at BNB Chain as a whole, I know in the beginning you mentioned that it was made up of 3 components: the BNB Chain itself, I think a layer 2, and a storage layer. Like, what was the decision making behind that to have kind of everything in house? Typically, you see protocols either becoming like a layer, either just staying a layer 1, or another protocol being a layer 2, or another protocol just doing the storage. But what compelled Binance to kind of make everything in one place, or to put everything in one place?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Maybe I just want to highlight the BNB chain is not part of the Binance; it's a separate entity.
Oh, okay.
We are actually, of course,
mistake.
the BNB chain. Yeah, BNB chain actually started by the Binance, but right now it's totally separated, and we are a different entity. And BNB chain focus on the infrastructure part. To answer your question, let me show you one diagram that could be helpful to. Can you see that?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it is the reason why we want to have everyone under the one BNB chain paradigm is that we believe that develop a new dApp is very difficult, especially if you want to develop a fully on-chain or fully decentralized application. Is very difficult. It's because that all the dev stack are separated and fragmented. So we want to have a streamlined dApp dev stack, which means from the front end, if you are a Web2 developers, you are familiar with the 3 layer of the Web2 applications. For example, the front end and the business logic layer, and also the back end, which is storage, right? For the dApp, I think it's very straightforward. It's very similar because besides the back end, I mean, the business logic and the storage are decentralized and also saved on the blockchain, right? So this is the only difference. So we want to make the whole ecosystem easy to use, to increase the user, the developer experiences, so we can abstract away the complexities, at the background, right? So you can see in this diagram, the green field can, used as 2 layer. One is the web hosting, which means the front end can also be hosted by the greenfield, which is the decentralized storage. And also we can build a decentralized database. For example, the Glacier already deployed their mainnet for the decentralized database. So these kind of things can be fully on chain. And also web hosting can be deployed to the Greenfield, because Greenfield also have the web hosting functionality, not only the storage, but also the web hosting. So the front end can be deployed on the Greenfield, but the data layer can also be deployed on Greenfield. For the business logic, you can deploy your smart contract on the layer 1 and layer 2. And we also provide, the data processing and the cross-chain programmability, which means after you upload your file to the Greenfield as an object, the object can be measured. Can be measured back to the layer 1 or layer 2 as an NFT. So the NFT can, can be transferred to another person, to another wallet, etc. This kind of logic can be automatic. So this kind of the cross-chain programmability can provide more flexibility to the dApp users and dApp developers to build their own solutions. So that's the reason, and the story why we want to build everything under the one BNB paradigm.
Yeah, this looks really, really amazing. Like from a developer perspective, what I just saw is pretty much a full stack development platform, and I can get everything that I want in one place,
Yeah.
which is like pretty sweet. Um, I would ask how, I guess, for people who are watching this today and want to start building on BNB Chain after seeing that diagram, what do you recommend them, or how do you recommend they start, and where should they begin? What's the hello world of BNB Chain?
Yeah, we do have a hello world or tutorial section on our doc site. You can, if you are a Web2 developer, I think it's very straightforward and easy to follow. You can just start building a very simple, fully on-chain dApp to get familiar with how the dApp is different from the traditional Web2 applications, and also understand the background logic to get your familiar, to make your hands dirty. This is very
Right.
important, right? The developer, and you can get yourself familiar with the different components of the BNB chain, and then you can, then it will depends on your imagination, right? So what kind of the logic,
Exactly.
what kind of the problems you want to solve by your tech stack. Yeah.
Well said. Well said. And I know we're approaching time here, but if people start building and they need support, what's the best way for them to get that support?
We do have the Discord channel. We do have the technical support team to help you if you have any problems. You can also follow our Twitter account to follow our latest updates, so that you can always get latest information.
Great. Awesome. And finally, is BNB Chain going to be at ECC? What can people expect?
Yeah, I will be there. Introduced our latest development as well on the ECC.
Awesome. Excellent. Yeah, I guess with that, we can call it. But Jimmy, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I know you're very busy. You have a very busy schedule lined up for you, but I really appreciate you taking the time to come on the show today.
Yeah, thank you. I just put the Discord channel in our chat, so you can share that information. Yeah, for the developers as well.
Certainly, yeah. Folks, I'll have that posted in the YouTube description, so you can follow up with that after the fact. But yeah, I just want to wish everybody a very happy Friday, happy weekend, wherever you may be. Enjoy ECC if you're going, and yeah, definitely we will catch you back here next week for a couple of great DevNTell sessions. All right, up.
Yeah, thank you, Nab. It's my pleasure to be here.
My pleasure. Likewise. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye.